So, she's a master of marketing and a business strategist. But first, let's watch a little video about this amazing woman. Kelly O'Neill.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. So how was that last segment for you? Like, I've only been here since this morning, but the brilliance that I've seen just this morning, I mean, it rocks, right? Give these guys a hand. Yeah. The last bit, a lot of math for me, right? We're not going to do that. So what I am going to... Oh, my slide is just going. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm having a blonde moment. All right, there you go. So today, you guys, what we're going to do, I've heard a lot of what I'm going to teach you has already been taught, which is fantastic because we're all on the same page here. And this morning, what I'm going to teach you is 5 keys to attract and market to people who can actually afford your services, which is a more affluent client base. Sound good? Right? All right. So you guys already know what's going on in the market, right? Basically, let me just sum it up. The economy sucked, right? Only 11% of businesses actually improved with the state of the economy. And we all know, Perry just talked about this beautifully. People are really committed to mediocrity, which is one of the reasons I love the concept of SAM. It's because this conference is committed to being extraordinary, which is what I'm committed to in my business and the entrepreneurs that I work with. I look to work with extraordinary people who are looking to get extraordinary results, okay? But 95% of the entrepreneurs are getting an average type of results. So what we heard when we created the Marketing to Millionaires program was our clients are saying things like, people are not paying us. My sales cycle has completely lengthened. I'm having trouble closing contracts. I'm having people that are signing contracts and then they're backing out of them. Have you guys experienced that at all? Yeah? So what's also happening is that in order to keep up with the demand and to keep the businesses going in the way that they were, people scrambled and they started trying to figure out new ways to market. And what's happening is it's kind of like throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks, which is extremely costly and not very strategic. All right? So how many of you guys would love to figure out a way to market people to people who can afford your services? Right? And that you can really eliminate that conversation and start marketing more strategically as in the exact same way that Perry just talked about, the 80-20 rule, right? Really taking your marketing and focusing on the people who can afford your services and utilizing a strategy where you're getting that really high return on investment for the marketing effort that you're putting out, okay? Who's with me? You guys with me? You still awake? Who just is like, I have to pee really bad, and I want her to hurry up? Don't worry, I only have 18 minutes left. It's no big deal. All right, so for those of you who want to join the conversation, you want to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, this is how you get a hold of me. And also, I'm going to go really, really quickly, obviously. So don't worry about trying to jot down all the information I'm about to give you. In fact, if you send an email, write this down. If you send an email to info@kellyoneal.com and put SAM2 presentation in the subject, I'll make sure that you guys get a copy of this deck. Sound good? All right, cool. So this is where you can follow me on Facebook, my Twitter @KellyO'Neill, #KellyO'Neill. All right. All right, so let's talk about what the 11% did differently, right? Because remember, I said that only 11% of people actually improved their business. There's two things that they did very, very differently. One is a mindset. Okay? And that is that they made a decision. The way that your business is going to roll depends on the decisions that you make every day as the owner of your business. You need to decide that you want a thriving business. You need to decide that you want to be extraordinary. You need to decide to up your game. So this is where it all begins. If your business is not performing the way that you desired, then I can tell you right now, one of the things you've not done is you've not made a decision. So we need to go back and you need to make a committed decision. Now, this is not the kind of decision that we make, oh, I really want to lose some weight, so I'm going to work out for like 2 days, and I'm going to watch what I eat for like a day, and then I'm going to go back to it. That's not really making a decision, because you can tell if you've made a decision by what's going on in your business. It will show in your results, okay? So you need to make a decision about what you want to create for your business. And the second thing is that you've got to flip your marketing strategy, because a lot of people are still utilizing this very mass marketing-based marketing strategy, which definitely has its purpose, especially if you're looking to build a mass brand to reach, international audiences. But if you're looking to drive cash flow, we need to look at a different strategy. All right. So there is a very effective marketing strategy, and we've already heard these numbers, so I'm just going to blow through them. We just know it's smart to market to rich people, right? I mean, why not? They've got the money. So let's do that. So they love the economy, and this is like a virtual playground for people who have money. Now is the time, right? People, they're investing more. They're utilizing the state of the economy to really grow their business at rapid rates. So why aren't more people doing this? Well, I asked my clients, why aren't you targeting more affluent individuals? And I'm not even talking about the people who have the lifestyles of the rich and famous, private jets, flying around, butlers and maids. I mean, mass affluent audiences start at $85,000 a year in annual household income. And quite frankly, they're often more hungry to improve their life and improve their business than the other people, because they've had a taste of the good life and they want more. So why aren't more people doing it? Well, frankly, all the reasons listed here, they don't know how. The number one question that we got, in fact, actually, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you an opportunity to grab a CD for free from me on how to find affluent clients. They don't know where to find them. But here's the thing. Finding affluent clients is easy. They're not hiding under rocks, right? They're out there. I'm sure that there's many of them in this audience right now, and I can tell you that a majority of the speakers are absolutely in that category. They're not hiding. The problem is that once you find them, how do you then have the conversation with them? How do you then understand who they are so that you can address their needs, so that you can then market effectively to them? Have a sales conversation with them where you're able to communicate to them how you're going to solve their problem. And then once you actually can solve their problem, you need to have the right kinds of products and services that are actually going to solve their problem, because they buy differently. They're not up to the same game as mass America or, the mass public. So they buy differently. So what we need to do then is we need to have a new sales conversation. We need to have new products and services. And finally, I love what Jeff was talking about when he talked about having a wow customer experience. That is the name of the game in marketing to the affluent, because they will refer all of your wealthy friends to you and your business, okay? So here are the 5 keys, and then we're going to go through them individually. Number one, know exactly who you're marketing to. Position yourself as an expert. Offer a valuable solution. No more BS, fluffy crap that does not work with affluent markets. Raise your prices and offer a deal. And then finally, create a VIP experience. All right, so the first thing is you need to know exactly who you're marketing to. So what I find in working with my private clients is that when I come to them and I ask them who exactly their target market is, they think they know and they don't actually know. Because just knowing that someone has a checkbook and a pulse does not make a target market, right? You need to know exactly who you're marketing to. You need to be able to describe this person as if you were describing your best friend. You need to know what they drive, how they think, what their key plugs are, what kind of lifestyle that they're up to. And depending on what your business is and who you're marketing to, it's going to look completely different. Affluent mommies have completely different needs and desires and wants than the CEO guy, right? Then does the gay and lesbian market of affluence, which is a huge rising market. Then does the socially conscious affluent market who is going to be driving the hybrid Lexus, right? It's completely different. So you need to know exactly who you're marketing to. And the only way to do that is to do extensive market research. Most entrepreneurs are not doing the market research. You've got to do it. It's mission critical because what happens is you base your entire marketing program based on this research and you have a very specific conversation with your ideal market, okay? And not all affluent buyers are the same. Mass affluent individuals buy differently than the ultra affluent. And as I just mentioned, some of the sub-niches, they have different needs. And the only way to find out those needs is to do the research, okay? It really is mission critical. Because here's what happens. And I don't know if this thing is just going quick. I don't know if any of you have had this experience of developing a product or service and working months and months and months on it and putting it out into the market and nobody buys it. It is painful. And that specifically has to do with, most of the time, with not understanding who your market is and not being able to communicate effectively with them in a way that it proves that you have a solution to their biggest challenges. All right. Number two, you need to position yourself as an expert. I have never heard a wealthy individual walking around saying, you know, I think I'm going to buy from someone mediocre today. I don't really care if they know exactly what they're talking about. Right? Affluent people buy differently. They buy because, why do you think they buy? What are they buying? They're buying you, but what else? Why? Like, are they more interested in price or are they more interested quality and value? What is their biggest I just almost gave it away. What's their biggest challenge? Time. It's not money. They've got plenty of money. They don't have time, and they're not going to be willing to waste any of their valuable time on a solution that may or may not get the results. They don't want a handhold. They want done for you. They don't want to have to be walked through the entire process. It's like, I'm just going to give this to you. You go do it for me and hand it back to me because you're the expert, and that's why I'm hiring you, right? So they buy very, very differently, and you've got to differentiate yourself. You can't go out to them like every other person that has approached them, that doesn't know what they're doing. They want to know why you're standing out, you know, and being able to build your brand and differentiate yourself through the way that you communicate. You know, it's important to them. Things like, you know, book titles. I've had people buy my very top coaching programs, which are close to 6 figures, because I won an award from Seth Godin as one of America's most innovative companies. They're like, oh, well, if Seth says you're good, then you must be good. Literally, like that was what made the distinction for them to buy. So you've got to be able to differentiate yourself. You've got to be able to create rapport with them. And even if you are not affluent, that doesn't matter. That is not what makes the buying decision for them. It's that they are confident that you know what you're doing and that you got this, whatever this is in your business. They just want to know that you are the de facto expert. How do they know that? You have to tell them. They're not going to guess. So for those of you who are like, oh, but I don't really want to brag about myself, if you want to work with this marketplace, you're going to have to be able to position yourself in a way that makes them know straight from the get-go that you're the one that they want to deal with because you can solve their problems. Okay? The more expertise you have, the more money you can charge. Who do you think makes more money, a brain surgeon or a general practitioner? Position yourself as a brain surgeon in your industry. All right, number 3, you need to offer a valuable solution, right? So here's the thing. You need to start thinking of yourself as a provider of solutions rather than a provider of products and services. A lot of people, when they're marketing, and especially when they're just learning to market, they want to tell everybody about their products and services. Well, I have this, and it's got 8 CDs in it, and it's got, bells and whistles, and you can email me. No one cares. They don't care. What they care about is the result. And they want a valuable result. They want you to solve their problems. So it's like, I'm going to show you how, if you are having a problem with reaching high-end clients, I'm going to show you how you can find them, attract them, sell them, service them, and transform them into raving fans who will build your business for you. Do you care how I do that? Do you care if if I have a 3-step process, or really, if you really believe in what I'm up to, do you care if I stand on one foot and bark and do a yoga pose? I mean, who gives a shit, right? You just want to make sure that I can do what I say I can do and that I can help you get what it is that you want. So you need to think of what it is that people are wanting to buy. So with the affluent, they're buying 3 things, right? As is actually the case with most individuals. They're buying more money, right? If you guys are business to business, how many of you in here are business to business? Okay, how many of you are business to consumer? How many of you don't know what I'm talking about because you're not raising your hand? Okay, so you either market usually to consumers or you're marketing your services to businesses, right? So they're buying 3 things. More money, so business people are often buying more money, and a lot of times consumers, they want to buy more money. This is why if you watch all those infomercials that are on, what are they trying to help people do? Get rich quick, right? Well, that kind of marketing does not work with the affluent audience by any stretch of the imagination. But they're buying more money. Affluent individuals are buying more time. Look, I'm going to show you a way that you can be stress-free, that you can have more time with your family, more freedom to do the things you love. I'm going to take the things off your plate that you don't want to do because you're not good at it anyways. I'm the expert. Let me take it off your plate. And then ultimately, people are buying more empowerment. So the more that you can showcase the value of what it is that you're offering, the more loyal raving fans who are going to sign up to work with you. But here's the thing. Value is in the eye of the beholder, right? So I've talked to you a little bit about what it is that they're up to, right? They want more time. They want convenience. I don't want to hunt around. I don't want to go through anyone's information product. That's simply not going to happen. I mean, the way that I live my life, I live in Las Vegas now, the way that I live my life, basically it needs to come to me because I'm so busy. We have auto detailers, housekeepers, dog walkers. They all come to us. And we're willing to pay more for that because it's convenient, because really what I'm up to is doing things like this, right? And I want more time, so it has to give somewhere, right? I want convenience. I'm willing to pay more for that. I'm also not willing to sacrifice competence and efficiency. Again, if I'm pressured for time, how do you think that I feel if someone is perceiving that I'm perceiving them to waste my time? It's annoying, right? Because that's my most valuable commodity. So if you can communicate with them in a way where you can show them that you are going to be efficient, competent because you're the expert, and that you're going to offer them a tremendous amount of convenience that's ultimately going to save them time, make them money, and make them feel better about themselves, you're good to go. Now, here's the thing that's really interesting. We talk about this actually. My boyfriend and I were reading what was that in? Inc. So we were reading an article on Inc. on the way here, and it was really interesting. It talked about that one of the number one ways that people created more success in their business is by really jacking up their prices. Here's the thing: if someone comes to me and they're the expert and they are so charging low, I immediately assume that they're full of it. right? If they're not charging enough, they've lost me. It's the same, I work with a lot of executive coaches. If executive coaches try to go in with consumer-based coaching prices into corporations, corporations won't even look at them because the automatic assumption is it's not valuable. What if you went to go buy a Maybach, and they're like, yeah, and it's $40,000. Would your Scooby-Doo ears not go up? You're like, what's wrong with this thing, right? If you know, Maybachs are hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So if you are going to position yourself as the expert and you are going to really be able to solve someone's problem, they're going to expect a premium priced product. And that actually makes them feel more comfortable. They are more likely to buy than if you do it the other way. Okay, so raise your prices and package them accordingly. They're not shopping based on price, right? And you need to offer them really, really, really valuable stuff. Now, here's the little contradictory thing with the affluent. They still love a deal, right? They love a deal. So if they can feel like I'll give you an example. When I bought my last BMW, they threw in a bunch of stuff, like floor mats, and really, does it really matter, right? I mean, but I felt like I was like getting something for free, right? Or if you buy, another way, like if I'm buying massage packages, right? And I can pay for 10, but I get 2 free. It's like I feel like I'm getting a great deal. So I also feel good about it. I feel good about my purchases. So what you want to do is you want to raise your prices, but then you want to offer them some type of incentive on the back end so that they feel like they're getting a good deal. It's all in the positioning. And then again, you guys have heard this before, customer service is king. Okay, most of the way that the industry teaches marketing is backwards because they're teaching you about customer acquisition. Go find new customers, go generate new leads, not that that's not important. That's important to be able to build a business. But here's the thing. If you want to truly skyrocket your business and you've got a customer base, you need to be doing it from the inside out with affluent clients because it only takes one. You get one client who, and the thing is too, is that with affluent individuals, they tend to be extremely loyal. Once you've got them, they're going to tell all of their friends about you. Right? They're going to brag about you. They're going to introduce you to everyone. They're going to make your day. So you want to be able to build your customer base from the inside out. How does that start? It starts with VIP customer service. You've got to create a wow customer experience. You have to, right? Think about this. Like one of the things I would suggest you do, one of the things I suggest to my clients is go to like a Ritz-Carlton or a Four Seasons and really just go and experience the experience of walking through their process and see the effect that you have as you're in that experience, and then go to a Holiday Inn. It's a totally different experience. You want to think about these things. You want to create the experience for your customers from the moment that they come in the door. And you want to make sure that you have that designed intentionally. One of the things that we do at our company is, for our really high-end buyers, we actually have a bunch of stuff already built into the program that we don't ever tell them that they're going to get. But it's automatically built in. It's strategically designed that way so that they're always getting what we call surprises and delights. They're getting something in the mail. They're getting a call from me when they didn't expect it. We send limos to pick them up for their VIP days. There's all these things that we do for our clients that's already built into the program, but that we just don't market, so it always feels like they're getting more and they're having that amazing experience. You need to systemize and personalize client appreciation campaigns to build loyalty. We do a lot of client appreciation. We throw live events for clients. We have private workshop days for our top performers where they get to come and work with me. Beth Schneider, if you guys have not met her, this is my business partner in one of my companies. She is the systems guru. Yeah, she's back there. You need to talk to her. But systemize it. You don't have to wing this. It should be automatic and systemized. And then finally, systemize client referral programs. You've got to keep asking. If you're not front of mind awareness, most people when they're doing referral programs, it's like, oh, how are you getting most of your business? Referrals. Okay, so how are you getting those referrals? Well, they just come when they come. Do you guys realize that you can actually automate this and stimulate more referrals automatically by just continually asking? I did one letter for a client that ended up generating, every single time that she sent out the letter, the first time it generated $76,000 in extra business. One letter, one time, to a small percentage of her customer base. Every time she sends out that letter, she generates the same types of results, you know, give or take. Sometimes 50, sometimes I think she did $116,000 one time. But you really, really want to systemize that. So these are the keys to marketing to affluent clients. Again, if you guys send me an email, I will to info@kellyoneil.com with SAM2 presentation. I'll give you guys this deck. And then also, see here. I'm going to skip through this because I'm out of time. Basically, the point being is it works. It works really, really, really well. It works in my business, and it works in my client's business. You can go check out my website and look at all of the testimonials. Yes, it does. It really does work for my clients. We'll just go right on through this. I have a special gift for you guys. If you want to know how to find affluent clients, write down that URL. I've got an entire swag bag worth of goodies for you, including a business analysis with my company and a complimentary consultation so that we can look at your business and see where you might be leaving money on the table or if you're aligned to market to affluent clients. That is my gift to you. My time is up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.